In this video, am I right or is the internet right? It's time to investigate further the somewhat iffy looking cooling system on my Toyota Camry, my 1996, with the 3ZFE V6 engine, this marvellous beast here. Lots of people saying it's probably cracked a head or has a head gasket gone, and one way to tell will be to run the engine with that cap off. It's a bit of a strange system. There's no cap on the rad, there's no cap on the expansion bottle, so it's more a reservoir. This is where the cap goes, and here is the cap. It's all gunged up with nastiness that someone has put into the cooling system at some point. It's worth pointing out it is an iron block. Some American spec Camrys of this shape had an all aluminium engine or all alloy. This is alloy heads, iron block, which might explain some of this staining from the coolant. It's orange. You'll note there's no coolant spill today. It's been absolutely fine on the drive here. But it's time for the moment of truth. Let's fire her up and see what happens. I love the noise this car makes. Well, can't even see any coolant at the moment. Presumably there is some in there. Hello. Should give her a blip. Yeah. This is peculiar. Let's give this hose a squeeze. That hose feels a little empty, which is hardly surprising if there's no level there. Oh, hold on. I think I can see a level. I don't like the look at that level. Oh, doesn't she sound nice? Oh, steam. Oh. That's not what we want to see. That is some pretty impressive bubbling. So what I'd failed to account for in my head gasket scenario is that there's a crack into an exhaust passage rather, so that when you rev the engine you're forcing exhaust into the coolant, which would explain why that's frothy. I mean, sure, you'll get some churn. Oh yeah. But you shouldn't get that sort of bubbling going on. That would suggest air is definitely getting into the coolant. Quite what we do about this, I'm not sure. A head gasket's going to be a big job, and you know sod's law, it's going to be this bank at the back. I'm not sure how you even find out which one it is. Obviously a V6 has got two cylinder heads, so two cylinder head gaskets. This is the one that's leaking most, but that's just oil coming out of the cam cover. That's not necessarily head gasket. Some head gaskets can weep oil. Rovers are notorious for it on the T and M series engines, but yeah, I don't think that's the problem here. But you know, it works. I guess the question is, how much longer is it going to work for? But some people say some Toyotas of this era have done thousands of miles with such an issue. So we can see that there's probably pressure building, which is forcing coolant out of here, even though we've now got the level at the right point. So I really don't know what to do. Incidentally, I can't remember if I mentioned this in the live stream. We've got a hydraulic powered fan here. That's a hydraulic line from the power steering pulley that powers the fan. So the hotter things get, the quicker the fan goes round. It's very, very unusual. Hydraulic fans more common on a bus, where you've got the engine all the way at the back of the engine. You can't have a direct drive, clearly, because the radiator's miles away. So to have a hydraulic drive, that's quite common on buses, not so common on cars. This is something that was developed on the Lexus ES300. I don't know whether for refinement or what. I have no idea why they did it. We'll be going into that. We will be doing a full road test of this car at some point, even though it's apparently in a spot of bother. In fact, maybe I'll better do that sooner rather than later. We'll actually film a drive around in this. But yeah, that's going to be a problem, I'm afraid. Going to be a problem. I'm not actually too sure what to do about that. Farming the job out is clearly going to be quite the expense, I should think. But yeah, I don't want to not have this car. I really like it. Just to clarify, if I rev the engine up from here, there's some steam, but that's just because it's a cold day. That's not excessive. Betty does that just as much, if not worse. So I don't think yet this problem is that serious, but it's clearly well on its way. I have been desperately trying to smear some anti-corrosion stuff around just to try and keep the rot in bay, because it looks like we're going to have alternative expenditure before we get around to that. I must also apologise for the somewhat haphazard looking microphone and the wind noise on the previous video. Unfortunately, my Rode Wireless Go 2 has developed a fault and won't work with this camera anymore, or most of my cameras, and it was what was causing the buzz both on the live feed and on the collection caper video. So something has gone horribly wrong with that, so I've got to return that and try and get that repaired or replaced. So I'm having to make do with this solution. Good old cable ties. But yeah, well, what do you do? I don't know. I would be entirely prepared to have the work done to make this good, because I think the rest of the car is so good. But yeah, I'm not mucking about with head gaskets on a quad cam engine. I think there's an awful lot of work there, and someone else can do that job. So if you know Toyotas and know your way around them and fancy that job, do get in touch. But it's crying shame, because it's such a good car. It sounds so good. And here's the thing, I suspected this car had a problem because I could see that staining, and when I questioned the, I think, Polish chap, the business partner of who I bought the car off, I went, oh, look at this staining here. He suddenly went all deaf and blind and was shruggy. That's why he was turning the heater up on the test drive, because he was scared this was going to overheat. But as it happens, it isn't yet. It could catastrophically fail at some point, or it could just keep going. We don't know. Makes it slightly exciting, doesn't it? So there we go. Is my new car knackered? Well, it's certainly not in prime health. So we shall ponder what we might do. Another slight oddity while I'm here, I forgot to mention this yesterday. Pop inside. The heater is magnificent. Works really well. What I forgot to mention is these vents will only blow cold. And if you push that dial up, they blow more cold. But if you shut it down, they still blow cold. That is infuriating. I mean, I don't mind it at times when you've got the car quite hot. It's nice to have a bit of cool air to the face. But first thing in the morning, you do not want cold air blasting out at you. So I would welcome your thoughts. Various discussions. Someone said this was a cup holder down here. Nope, just an ashtray. And these buttons, the blanks down here. Some people have said rear door locking, so you can operate the rear door locks separately. I think that might just be American market feature. The other one, quite obvious, seat heaters, if your car was so equipped. But I got the trim level wrong as well. It is a GX, but I think the GX V6, and I forget what the other model was, if it was just the 2.24 cylinder. I think that's all we got in the UK. I think we only got the estates in V6 form from 93, when the model launched October 91. So it's very confusing. I'm even pestering my UK Toyota contacts to try and get some production figures for these XV10 models to include in a future video. So all that is still to come, hopefully. We'll see if we can get that information, because I'm intrigued to know how many they made. They even made a coupe version. I hadn't realised that in America. Built a coupe version, and it was American built estates and coupes that were sold in Japan as the Toyota Scepter. But Australia built some left-hand drive examples for markets in Thailand, so it's all a bit peculiar. But yeah, I'll go through all that in a future video. for now, I'm just going to ponder what to do, because I've managed to buy yet another pup, or potential pup, because it is still working. It's doing everything we need of it at the moment, but we got some big miles to do over Christmas, and yeah, is it going to get through or not? I guess there's only one way to find out. We're just going to have to do it, because I haven't got time before Christmas, given it's the 21st today. Happy solstice, everyone. I haven't got time to get it fixed before we have to do this Christmas mileage, so we're just going to have to grin and bear it and see what's what. But yeah, the sun is very low in the sky, but now it will begin its climb. The longer days are coming, warmth is hopefully on the way, but we've still got January and February to get through. They can be chilly, and yes, just a few months time we'll be able to start getting classics out and have fun again, so I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, all you internet experts were absolutely right. It does look like we've got a cracked head or a cylinder head gasket gone, and that is going to be a big job to sort out. But you're not going to see that very soon, I don't think. We shall see how we go. But until then, thanks for watching. Thanks for all your comments, even the ones telling me I'm an idiot for buying a pig of a car. Yeah, the situation normal. But yeah, I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Farewell. No, I couldn't resist, but don't worry, I'm not finishing on them this time.